Our little person's recovering reasonably well, but he's very weak at the legs, as you can see. He's splaying out there. Oh, my pigeon's just fallen down on the chair. You'll break a wing, dear. You are going to break a wing. So I will now transfer him into the small box, in the bigger box, to keep his legs completely confined underneath him, and hopefully he'll dry out, and as in bone wise, and strengthen up. And hopefully by tonight I may well be able to put him back outside with Mum. But I'm not holding out any hope on that one, but you never know. You never know. So I'll now put him in the box. Right, so he's in the box. Breathing's not good, but he can't go anywhere. Hopefully he's very small too. It's always the smallest eggs that seem to have the problem. So it's a real tragedy, because the one that was squashed was a really big guinea, 3 times that one size. So he can carry on drying out now, and hopefully he'll strengthen up, and when he's ready he'll pop out the box. Then he can go back with Mum. Had to confine the pigeon under a cushion, because I haven't got his feed ready yet, so he'll have to wait a second. Alright, little one, you're okay. See his breathing, he's puffing and panting away there, not good. But he's alive, which he wouldn't have been left to nature. I'll handle the other 2 eggs in a minute, see what they're doing. But I don't hold out any hope for them. Well, this is all very exciting. This little egg, again it's a small guinea fowl egg. One of the ones that I rescued out of BH's nest, the one that's just left the nest. I was just about to candle them, this one and the other one there, to see what was going on, if anything, and I immediately felt it move in my hand. So quickly checked it with the candler, and then saw that there was an external pip there. So that's excellent. It might be dried out. I've got wet kitchen paper in there. I've upped the humidity in there as best I can. I've filled up the 2 trenches again. But with this incubator I can never really get the humidity above 50, just with the trenches, but I've got it to 60 now, so hopefully that'll help with 61. That kitchen paper is very, very wet, because he's going to be a little dried out, but I can hear him scraping around in there, so hopefully he'll progress. As far as that egg is concerned, I haven't taken that, didn't candle that one, because I needed to get this one into as much humidity as I possibly could, as quickly as I possibly could. So, and the other egg, the number 12 egg of no tail, is definitely now dead. Little one that was dried out is chirping quite merrily, as you can see, getting more and more animated by the hour, which is brilliant, but very, very weak on the hips. Well, obviously he's put a little leather stuck with his head right down, almost up his bottom, so just one silly little bit of shell stopping him breaking free. Though I don't know how long he's been like that. But I don't know why some of these eggs are being so retarded. I mean, when I incubate them and hatch them myself, there might be 1 out of a whole batch of, say, 40 guineas. 1 or 2. I think the most I've had is 2 that were 24 hours after the rest of them. But generally, once 1 pips, you'll then look 10 minutes later and there's 5 or 6 pipped. 10 minutes after that, there's 20 pipped. And they generally all hatch within an hour. The last one will come out an hour after the first egg pipped. And, you know, they come out like little machine guns all over the place. They just chip round, bang, they explode, out they are, and within 20 minutes they're dry and trying to peck their way out of the hatcher or the incubator hatcher, and they're fine. So I don't know why these ones under the the turkeys 4 or 5 days after the rest of them. So it always seems to be the smallest eggs. Don't know why. And then the biggest guineas are the ones that get squished by the mums when they are out of the egg and rushing around, so it's very depressing. But so far so good. He might be getting a bit warm actually. I think I'm going to move him away from the lamp just a bit. I don't want him overheating. Just as bad as getting cold. But it's worse. Couldn't bear to die of heat. So, all is good. Well, there's the last 2 of BH's babies. That one's doing nicely. Breathing's still not brilliant. He's still huffing a bit, but he's doing okay. He's very chirpy, he's very active. And this little one I hatched out about an hour ago because he wasn't going anywhere. He was dried out, and I kept taking him out and chipping a bit more of the shell away and dampening him, but it wasn't working. That Prince incubator is absolutely useless for hatching anything in. You can't get the humidity up and the fan blowing around all the time. Once they become exposed, if they don't hatch almost immediately, they just dry out. So we hatched him out. He was quite weak to start with, but he's doing okay now. But the other egg, that I've still got that in the incubator, but I can convince that's dead. I'm going to leave it there until tonight, and that'll be that. Very depressing day yesterday. The little guinea that was caught by 1 foot on broken shoulders, thigh feathers. How it ever got caught on her thigh feathers, I don't know. But the one I said yesterday that wouldn't make old bones because he wasn't right, well, he didn't make it. I got him in yesterday afternoon because he was looking very depressed. And last night he was huffing and puffing, laid on his side and died. So that was heartbreaking because it's my fault. I should have brought him in, and when I brought him in I should have left him in. I had to bring him in to recover him and clean his bottom up because he was a bit gloopy around there with another one. The other one was making so much ruddy noise. I put them both back out again after about 2 hours. I should have put that one out and left that poor little soul in. He would have still died anyway, but at least he wouldn't have struggled. So heartbroken about that. And I post-mortemed the 12th egg of no tail that died night before last in the egg, in the shell, and that was a cystodon. That was completely wrong. It was deformed on the head. It had 1 eye, that's all. The eye was growing into its mouth as well as out of its head. I didn't video, well, I started to video it but deleted it because it was gruesome. It had a perfectly formed bottom beak. The top beak was perfectly formed at the point, but towards the nose and right up in the head it looked like it had been chiselled out by something chewing at it. It had a massive lump on the top of its head, a massive lump on the back of its neck, and as I say, its innards were growing outside of its body, so it was a cystodon, and its eye was growing, not only 1 eye was growing not only outside its head, very, very inflamed, very, very large, but it was also growing inside its mouth. It was visible in its beak, in its mouth. Absolutely gruesome. Made me feel quite sick. So thank heavens that died. It wouldn't have hatched anyway. It wouldn't have been capable of hatching, but thank God it died before it even started. That's the first time I've ever seen a cystodon chick, or guinea, or anything coming out of an egg. I've seen plenty of lambs like that. No, I have seen 1 calf. Never seen a foal, a cystodon foal. Seen 1 calf, seen numerous lambs. That's a horrible sight. But I have never yet seen, with all the hundreds and hundreds of eggs I've hatched out and had hatching under birds, that I always break open the shells when they die. I always post-mortem them if they die as chicks. I post-mortem everything. If it dies and there's not an immediate obvious reason why it's died, I'll post-mortem it, and I'll take out every organ and investigate it and see what's what. I do it with everything, but especially eggs, if they don't hatch. But I've never seen a cystodone chick or young bird, so that was a first for me. Quite horrifying, absolutely disgusting. But there we are. Such is life, as I always say. But I'm real heartbroken about that poor little soul of broken shoulders. I wish I'd kept it in. But what it was doing stuck onto her feathers, I really don't know. If it had been by its head or wing or something, been different, but by its leg, its lungs were all full of fluid. It drowned, basically. Being upside, I don't know how long it had been upside down. It might have only been upside down for a few minutes. It might have been upside down for 4 hours. I don't know. But of course, the stupid turkey wouldn't let me catch her. She was fussing and rushing around the fastest I've ever seen a turkey move. So I had to grab her by the neck, pin her against the wall. I just put my hand under the baby guinea to find me way up to its foot, and then grab her feathers and literally pluck the feathers out of her rather than, you know, put any pressure on the guinea, and he just fell into my hand without trying. So I don't know how on earth, number one, he didn't fall off on his own, and number two, how he got stuck there in the first place. There was no visible anything, no bits of hay, no bits of poo, no nothing that he could have got stuck to or wrapped around. It was almost as if he was just suspended in limbo on her feathers, magnetised there, because I say, I put my hand underneath him to take the weight to try and right him slowly before I released him, and he just fell into my hand. So, there we are. Another tragedy, little life lost, but hopefully these two will make it. I don't think I'll be putting them out tonight. I'll put them out tomorrow morning maybe, because that little one in the box is going to take some hours to recover. He's exhausted. Although you were exhausted too, weren't you, little fluffy, hey? But you're bright and breezy now. Let's hope he makes whole bones. Let's hope both of them make whole bones. Well, into the freezer anyway. Nothing else. Bless them. Rudy having a fit with a piece of kitchen paper. He's going to fall off the bench in a minute. Go on, attack it. You want some? Screw this up and throw it at him and see what he does. No, I'm bored. That's it, walk all over my butt. Oh God! Oh my God! A rabid pigeon. I can't see what he's doing. He's going to probably go for you in a minute. He doesn't know what to attack next. Finished? Finished? Obviously not. Now fall off the bench. Go on, you're going to slide off that piece of paper now and fall off the bench. No, you're not. He's coming for you, Tom. What are you doing, Rude? You calm? You calm? No? What are you doing, Prinny? Huh? You made the Pintard scream. You're hiding, Rude. There you are. You're really hard to laugh, really, Ray. Really, Ray Johnson. Right, that it now? I need to come and hit you in the face then. Can aggravate, Prinny. Then you can aggravate my computer and stuff like that.